Welcome back, everybody. Episode number 6 of the Heel Turn. I am Big Rob TV here again with Don, Josh, and got another episode for you. Got some predictions to get into. Got to talk about the big war games last night.
Yeah, it feels like first of all, it's good to be back. We took a week off, and it feels like we're just starting all this over again. Like it really feels like I don't remember how to do any of this. So
fresh start.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. Excited because we have such a great pay-per-view that just took place. If you guys haven't seen it already, or if you have seen it, you guys know what we're talking about. We're talking about the War Games.
Yes, sir.
And I think we just jump right into it. I think that we got to start with probably your favorite, because the show is called The Heel Turn.
Yes.
For a reason.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on. Before I get into the heel turn of the night, I want to say that there's a statement that I've never said before. And that statement is NXT TakeOver was just okay. Or NXT TakeOver was whack. I've never said that statement, either of those two statements, ever before. And today's not going to be the day that I say that. Like, there has never, as long as there has been NXT takeovers, there's never been a bad one. There's never been one that I was like, oh, that was just decent. Like,
sure,
they could have put it on a better show. Never. Every time I was like, I don't know how the main roster is going to follow that. Every time.
I think that we got a good shot this year Survivor Series, because it's going to be, just adding that NXT element is going to be game changer in itself.
Yeah.
But
but you gotta add.
You actually have to add NXT just to put on a good, a decent or equivalent show that NXT TakeOver did. Yeah. Which I agree with you on that, but I will say this might have been, at least with the men's side, I was not intrigued, but it wasn't as good a War Games match for me anyway as I think the previous one was, and that one took a little bit of flack too. Yeah. So I don't know if it's starting to kind of stale on us, if it's starting to be one of those things where a little bit too much of a good thing can turn into a bad thing. Mm-hmm. I think maybe we need to take a break next year from the War Games stipulation. That's just me. That's just me. Or at least let's get somebody else other than the Undisputed Era in there.
That might be what the issue is that maybe it's them that, like, that unit is getting stale. Yeah. Maybe we need some but I was telling a buddy last night, I said, they're like, or was it you? I think I might have told you. I don't know who I was telling. I talked to a few different people about it. You got
a whole, just a web of people going off while you're watching the NXT TakeOver.
We all talk wrestling here. They're like the Four Horsemen. Okay. So it's like, the Four Horsemen, back when the Four Horsemen were not late 90s Four Horsemen, I'm talking about early 80s, that original kind of Four Horsemen. Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Barry Windham, or you can take Barry Windham out, put Lex Luger in there. Like, that Four Horsemen, this is what the Undisputed Era reminds me of. Yeah. And at one point, that same Four Horsemen had all the gold. They had Ric Flair was the World Heavyweight Champion. You had Barry Windham was it Barry Windham? Him or Lex Luger, interchange. The United States Champion. And then you had Arn and Tully as the tag champs. So it's the same thing to me. And I get it that this is your most dominant faction, arguably in all of wrestling, actually. Maybe in all of wrestling. I mean, the inner circle's alright, but they don't have that much gold.
You still have the Bullet Club out in New Japan.
But do they have all the gold?
They don't have all the gold, no. But I think it's maybe, that's also just kind of like historically now. Yeah. Can we call it historically? It's been what? When Balor first started the Bullet Club? That's something else. Don't worry about that right now. But I get what you're saying. And maybe there's just the Undisputed Era. They're great. I love watching them. I love watching the Undisputed Era. I'm a huge fan. I love everything they do. But maybe just like in the War Games sense, maybe it is time to move into like maybe just a different faction, different team, if we can make one. We got a whole year in theory to do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into what actually happened at War Games.
And we started it off. We started the night off. First match, women's War Games cage match.
So I know that it's been 2 weeks since we did our last one, but if you guys recall, I definitely called this Dakota Kai turn. Now, I called it I called it in the ladder match between Mia Yim and Io Shirai. That's when I thought Dakota was going to turn.
I kind of thought so too. I was expecting it after you said it.
Exactly. That's what I was looking forward to. And then Kaylee Ray, showed up, was added to, which I think was kind of a hot shot, just a little bit too quick for me. But she did great in the match. I thought that she was a good fit and everything like that. She's just a terrible, terrible person. I could tell, like, she was just working the crowd all night. I liked it, like, looked like she was going for the table. She pulled it out. We don't do tables yet.
Screw you, guy. I loved every second of that.
Yeah, she was working the crowd really well. Yeah. But I definitely said, like, I could see Dakota doing, like, a, oh, you don't think I'm good enough kind of angle, and taking it out on Mia Yim, which, if you guys haven't seen it already, we're going to ruin it, we're going to spoil it, obviously. Yeah. Mia got taken out prior to the match, so Dakota was substituted in very quickly. She was taken out by Baszler's team, correct? Yeah, so I don't just want to make it seem like she slipped on a banana peel in catering and was out indefinitely.
I missed, I turned the TV on right at the start of the event. Yeah. So it was like, we're heading into, credits are rolling to start TakeOver. Yeah. So I missed what actually happened to Mia. And then I read about it, and somebody online said it was actually Dakota that took her out, but Mia was so hurt and knocked out that she couldn't tell him, hey, she did it. Okay. So I don't know how true that is. I didn't go back and try to
speculation.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, that would make that heel turn.
That would just make it even nasty. You just love that even more, wouldn't you?
She's about to move up my list. She's about to become one of my girls.
Oh man. So right away when I saw that. But like when I saw that she was added, I thought, oh, that's really good. Like I really want Dakota to do well. I'm glad she got added. She got this opportunity and everything like that. She's finally gonna show what she's got. And then I don't want to say on cue, but damn near I saw the look in her eyes as soon as she stepped out of that cage. Oh, all she did is quick 360, 180, quick 180, and put her foot right in Tegan Knox's face.
So nice.
Oh my god.
So Tegan wasn't expecting it.
You can see her too. She was talking all that trash over to Shayna. It's like, yeah, what? My girl about to go in there and bam! Blindsided, man. I think she did a little bit, and she was great heel work, like you were saying. I think she went a little bit overboard with smashing, but both her knees are really messed up, like in real life. Yeah. That was, I know they're friends and everything like that. That was scary as hell to me. I was really thinking, like, you're gonna hurt something.
I loved every bit of it.
Oh man,
I love when Regal came out and then she's still going. I loved it.
Oh man, that like, because I was shocked because you were messaging me. You were messaging me at the time. I could hear my phone going off, but I couldn't look away from the screen because I'm like. You know me, you love your heel turns. I love my baby faces, and just seeing her, just another one. We lost another great, believable baby face.
2019 is the year of the heel turn, baby. It is great. It is like the best parts of it were, like you said, that how here I am. I think I had a good streak.
Yeah. What, 15 minutes? How long?
What's the girl that was in the cage?
Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox. How you said she was speaking over at Shayna and talking big shit, and I was like, okay. And then when I saw her stop, I said, this is about to happen. It's about to happen.
I thought they were just gonna tag out. I thought she was just gonna be like, hey, you go. I'm gonna need a little second. I'm gonna need a break, before I head in there. But no, man. And the whole time after she was beating up on Tegan, she looked at Rhea, and I think that's gonna be, later on down the line, I think Dakota's going to cost Rhea. Because I can see Rhea actually taking the belt off of Shayna. Yeah. But I can also see Dakota kind of being a real dick and just coming down and just ruining it for her. But you could see, like, pointing to the cage, like, you don't think I'm good enough? Yeah. So.
He said I was texting him. It was one word. It just got longer each time. First one was like, yes! Then the next one was like, yes! Then the next one was like, yeah!
More and more excited, just yelling at me through your phone.
That's all I said.
I feel like it really got excited for you when she pushed Regal. Yeah. That one got me. I was like, oh, this is real.
She's lost it.
Yeah, I was like, this is real. It almost looked like she came to when she did that, like, oh, I can't go back on this now.
Yeah, I can't do that one. Slamming the cage into the leg, just...
And I love that Shayna was in the other cage just laughing her ass off. Just could not stop laughing.
Then she comes out and does the count. She's like, 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. Only 1, 2 of you. Yeah. Oh. And then you still lost. It's pissed me off. That part pissed me off.
Oh,
the match was great.
The match was really good. Yeah. That part actually saved it for me. Not saved it, just for me personally. Because I told you beforehand. Because obviously we didn't get to come in before and do the War Games predictions that we would have liked to do. Yeah. But beforehand we was talking it over, and I told you I was going for all the faces tonight. All the faces, even except for, I guess, Matt Riddle. He was the only one I couldn't see winning. Mm-hmm. I knew Balor had to take that one, but I was going for all the faces the rest of the night, and I was really surprised to see that the two of them, that Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley, were able to just. Is that like burying? Would that be considered a burial, or is that just? Are they just that good? Do they just want us to believe that Rhea Ripley is that good, even though she's kind of been a lot of her matches have been screwy finishes, not really built up as a dominant winner, except over your girl Bianca that one time.
Hey man, come on, man! Don't bring.
I just wanted to. That's the only thing that I can.
We gotta bring up old stuff, man. People have the video footage; they can go back and look at it. We don't need to bring it up.
Oh, you're right. We living in the present, and right now, Rhea and Candice somehow took out the 4 baddest women on the roster.
Yeah. I was going for the heel team in this one. I was kind of alternating throughout the event as far as heel, face, who I was going for, but I liked the shenanigans of the way that the match ended. I didn't like that the heels lost, but I do like that Rhea pulled out the handcuff switch and got her, and then the slam on the chairs.
Oh,
It was nasty. It kind of made me was okay, all right. And then I was like, damn it, but she about to win. But it worked. The angle worked.
I thought it was good too. I thought the way that they whoever was producing that match, I thought it set it up perfectly. They had Io Shirai, which that beautiful moonsault off the cage.
Yeah.
Oh man, that scared me. That really took my breath away for a second. I was like, oh my god, she's actually gonna die.
Yeah.
We had a few of those moments.
I'm always nervous about the legs. If she's coming, I was like, oh man, please land it right. Don't.
Oh, she landed that perfect.
Oh yeah, you couldn't have landed it anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, she nailed that. But just the thought of her taking out Candice LeRae and Bianca, taking them both out. I thought that was good. Mm-hmm. So that removed them from there. And then when Rhea took the trash can and just smacked Kaylee Ray in the face with it. So it was a believable finish. It wasn't oh man, why didn't one of her other teammates come over and break up the pin? It was believably they just took each other out.
Yeah.
So I thought whoever produced the match was a genius in that perspective, because the win was so believable that, again, I know I said that maybe it could be considered a burial. In my eyes, I was like, they did just lose 2-on-4. It was essentially a handicap match, but I guess the way that it was, everything progressed and everything like that, I guess it was set up so perfectly that even at the end it was so believable.
The entire thing, I guess you should have seen it. Excuse me. I guess we should have seen it coming with Shayna coming out counting. That was kind of at the time. I'm not looking at. I'm like, they're about to get destroyed. 4-on-2. There's no way.
Yeah.
But that should have been the foreshadowing. They're about to overcome the odds and do this.
I don't know, because Shayna's been built up so strong that there's a chance. She probably, if you believably or not, I could see her going in and beating those two up on her own. That's how much she's been built up.
See, but they're doing the other side of it now. They're building Rhea up to be Rhea fought Becky on NXT
this week. Yeah.
Then Rhea fought on
SmackDown
Raw as well. She was on Raw as well.
Okay.
So it's Rhea has been the front for everything. And I think isn't there the team tonight? Isn't she on the team tonight?
Yeah.
So. It's those two, and they get to pick somebody else, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
It's Rhea and Candice, and then they pick whoever else.
So the how they always do Facebook Live with Triple H always does his commentary and everything like that. Mm-hmm. She actually selected her team that night. So last night,
who she picked.
So she picked up, and we'll get into predictions who's going to win this one. But so she selected obviously Candice LeRae. Then she took Toni Storm. And she's also taking Bianca and Io.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was kind of my thing. It was like, I thought it was going to be like really disappointing because whoever won War Games, I figured was just going to go into Survivor Series as the team and then like pick one more person. So to see like, the turn and the beating the Tegan Knox, everything like that, all that play out, I thought it was awesome that she went ahead and selected Io and Bianca. Because I think in the long run too, it kind of makes sense because Rhea's her main focus is Shayna.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about these other two. And to be fair, like before like War Games had started rolling, Io and Bianca were actually just aiming at Shayna also.
Yeah.
So she's like, I can see her being like, okay, yeah, I respect these women. They picked the wrong side tonight, but let's see them do it on the right side tomorrow night.
I'm not mad at that team.
No,
I like Toni Storm. I like Toni Storm. I like, Bianca. Bianca. That's my girl.
Io's my girl. Io, she is doing some of the best. She's probably doing some of the best heel work right now. And just her character is just awesome.
I love her too. She's not on my list though.
Oh, okay. Well,
she maybe one day because her heel work is top notch. Yeah. She might watch now that I say that she's gonna turn face and it's gonna completely ruin everything. I like that team. I didn't see that part. I didn't see the Facebook part. So that team should do well tonight against on Survivor Series. But I thought the women and I'll talk on this when we talk about AEW later on.
Yeah.
But I feel like the women set the pace, and which is why that match had to be first. I feel like the women in WWE set the pace for the entire event on whichever roster you're looking at. If the women aren't doing good, the event is kind of going to be like, because the men are kind of iffy a lot of the times. You got certain men that are going to come out there and perform. Some are going to be like, But if the women's match is like, wow, the men are going to come out there like, all right, we got to keep up. Yeah. We got to, every time. And the women last night, they set the damn pace.
That's a good formula too.
They said, man, you got to live up to that. You can't drop off. And I feel like, what was the next match? Was it the triple threat?
It was a triple threat, and I felt bad for those guys because they had to follow that.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job.
They did. We were speaking off the camera about it, and I said the only thing that I feel like was wrong with that match is that it went just maybe a couple minutes too long. Okay. Like, not... The match itself was still, even with the extra time, it still was a good match. I just think that, maybe 1 or 2 minutes less would have been perfect. But I like that everybody was constant action. It was constant, like, all right, you're fighting this dude, he comes in, get you, this guy comes back. It was like, all right, man, damn, Killian Dane out of nowhere. Like, dang, like, it was so good. Yeah. To the point where I was like, I don't know, it wasn't a clear-cut winner. It wasn't like this guy's going to win it at the end. I was hoping that Pete Dunne won it.
Yeah.
But I could also see at points, I was like, Killian Dane's probably about to steal this.
There was small points in there. If I had to put money on it, I was not betting against my boy Pete.
Yeah.
There was no chance I was betting against Pete. But like you said, there was small points in between the ropes. It was one, I think it was it looked like, I almost called him Punishment because that was his name on the Indies. Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Where he had kicked Killian Dane in the head and then was pinning Pete Dunne. And then the ref was counting 1, 2, and then Dame just fell back on him. Yeah. I was like, oh snap! So there was certain points like that.
Killian Dane was on the side of the ring.
Yeah,
and
side
he
of
fell
the ring. He had passed out and just fell back on him. Yeah. So there were a few points in there where I was like, oh my god, because looking ahead to tonight, there was no way that it was going to be anyone else besides Adam Cole and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, you gotta have the Bruiserweight.
Exactly. There's no way there was anybody else.
Yeah.
But like you said, there were parts of that match where it was it just seemed like, are they really going to give Killian Dane the rub? Are we going to see Adam Cole versus Killian? Because I think that'd be a good match. I don't think it'd be a show stealer like Pete Dunne and Adam Cole is definitely going to be. If they give him good time, that's going to be the match of the night.
I didn't at any point think it was going to be Damian Priest that was going to win.
No, I just think it's too soon for him.
Yeah.
He just got here, everything like that, but he looked great in the match.
He did. I just as far as who was going to win it, I thought it was going to be. I was hoping this was the match that I was going back and forth between heel and face, and I'm a Bruiserweight fan. I've always been a fan of the Bruiserweight.
I mean, he I don't even really. I guess he's a face in the the very minimal basic term of face, but Yeah, that whole match is kind of like none of them are really heels or faces. They're just kind of bruiserweight, you know. It's just like yeah, that's the most like heel thing you can do. That's the most heel like tactic you can do besides kicking someone in the balls and just snap their fingers off.
He does it so well too. It's like he always can sneak you. Like nobody ever sees it coming. He's like, all right, I'm gonna just run. No, stop. Like every time. So. I don't know. I'm glad that the outcome on it. I just saw that at certain points, I was like, they're about to swerve us, and Killian's gonna get in there and get this W. But I thought that was a good match. I thought that was a really good match. What was after?
It was your bro. You remember your bro? It was Matt Riddle,
and that was where I was cheering for Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle versus Finn Balor, and I told you. I couldn't see Finn Balor taking the loss. You know, it was his first match. It was his first match back since coming to NXT. There's no way he was going to take the loss to Matt Riddle, which kind of sucks because like it feels like Matt Riddle's been losing a lot.
Yeah,
it feels like, and you can't win them all, everything like that. I just don't know does Matt Riddle have much more that he can do down in NXT, over in NXT, or do they have to move him to Raw or SmackDown because it's starting to see. Because it's really looking like he's starting to take multiple losses. You know, I don't think there's any shame in losing to Balor, who's just coming back, and it was a really good match, everything like that. But he has been on what feels like a bit of a losing streak ever since he lost to Adam Cole for the NXT Championship on the debut of NXT Live.
He doesn't have a really good takeover record. I mean, he's lost to Dream.
He did lose to Dream, and now he's lost to Balor. I mean, most people during takeovers don't really have. You lose one takeover, you're pretty much done. You might lose a second one before they, the old move up system.
Yeah.
The only person I could see, I think, was Johnny Gargano. Mm-hmm. I don't know off the top of my head because I wasn't ready for that record thing. This isn't AEW. I don't know.
See WWE. You see, you need to have a record.
I would think. I feel like he's lost quite a bit because I know he lost to Ciampa. I know he lost to Andrade.
Mm-hmm. That's a few too many losses.
That's already too many. Yeah,
that's a few too many.
So I know they lost when it was him and Ciampa DIY. They lost to the Revival. So that's just off the top of my head. I know he had to have lost more. Yeah, or it feels like he did, but
I don't. To me, NXT, like Ciampa said, is the main roster.
The main roster.
That's the main. This is your A show. I don't want. Just like I don't want Dream to leave yet. I don't want Ciampa to leave yet. I don't want Keith Lee to leave yet. And I've been hearing reports that.
Oh man.
I've been hearing reports that Vince likes Keith Lee.
How can you not like Keith Lee?
He's well liked. I heard that was the report that I read that Keith Lee and Matt Riddle are both well liked by the higher ups and everybody in the locker room. And they're kind of.
I mean, how can you not just like them? I love those two. Man, they are phenomenal.
I do, and I know I've always liked Keith Lee, and you got me on the bro train. Mm-hmm. I'm a full-fledged member now.
Exactly.
And I was cheering for him last night. When he came on, I was doing my fist bumps too. I was ready.
Just in your seat, kicking off your flip flops.
Yeah. I had my house shoes on last night, so when he came out. Cool. I was ready. Let's get it out. I was ready. But man, I know his win-loss record. We'll have to look it up, but I know it's not that good. And I don't want this to be like this is him because he looked great in the match, even in defeat. I like the spear out the corner, and then I like the jacket. He did the entire Goldberg moveset, like. Arguably better than what Goldberg's been doing it lately. Hey man, if they have Riddle versus Goldberg at Mania, I ain't gonna be mad at it.
No,
let Riddle go over.
I might have to take a week off from work, leading up to and after.
I ain't gonna be mad at it, man. If the bro were to win, but I don't want him to go up. I want him to stay down or stay in
NXT.
And he hasn't had a singles shot, so maybe he could be the one to beat Roderick.
He had a single shot.
He hasn't held the belt.
Oh, he hasn't had.
He's had the shot.
Yeah, I would say he's had the shot against Dream and Cole.
Yeah, and he lost both of them. But I want him to actually get the strap, and get that strap, not the Ciampa's.
I could see him. I don't know if right now, because like you said, and like we said, he's kind of on a losing streak. I don't know if I could see him holding the NXT championship. I could see him holding the North American championship, but maybe this is just me. I think Matt Riddle is one of those characters. At this point, I don't think he needs a belt right now. At this point,
no,
I don't think he needs the strap. I think he's just fun, entertaining guy. Just go out there, have a good time. If nothing else, I'd like to see him and Keith Lee maybe take the tag team belts from the Undisputed, but I also want to see Keith Lee hold every single title that WWE has to offer.
It's going to be Keith Lee and Dijakovic.
Oh, you think so?
I think it's good.
I would like to see that too.
I think Keith Lee and Bro are the better team. The dynamics of the team is, two big guys that dynamic don't always work.
Sure.
But you got one that's kind of a lighter kind of heavyweight that can strike, ground the pound, air moves, all of it. And then you got the big heavyweight, the super heavyweight that can do. I like the dynamic of that team, but I also like the fact that the Sheamus and Cesaro aspect of Dijakovic, and I remembered it.
You did. Hey, look at that. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I like the Dijakovic and Keith Lee dynamic. I just like how, man, we gave you 3 weeks worth of hard fought battles, and now we could team up and go after undisputed era.
Yeah.
I think that would be the better. I think that's the better option, and then let Matt Riddle kind of do his own. I just really don't want them to Sami Zayn him when he goes up to the main roster.
Yeah, don't wish that on anybody.
And that's what I see. That's why I say I don't want him to go up, because I just see them just okay. First few months he's gonna be hype. It's gonna be great. Oh, Bro's here, yeah. And then all of a sudden he's gonna start losing, or they're gonna pair him with, somebody else that gets called up, and he's just gonna be in the corner. And I don't.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because Vince is also high on Andrade and yeah, we'll see how that's going right now. So
yeah. So to close the match off, we had the men's War Games main event. All right, Undisputed Era versus Dijakovic, Keith Lee, Ciampa, and we were texting everybody. We were in our group.
Yep.
We were going back and forth. It was who's the fifth. We threw out some names. I said last second Shelton Benjamin.
You did say last second Shelton Benjamin. I thought that was an insult. Honestly, I thought we were just playing. So I said last second Iron Sheik. I thought we were just joking around here. You weren't seriously. Okay, cool. Because we did have a few. So you picked Velveteen. You picked the Dream. I thought it was going to be Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah.
I know. I saw one dude on our group said it was going to be John Morrison.
Because he signed. He did sign.
He signed. Yeah, or that's what the reporting is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just hadn't shown up yet.
Yeah.
So I thought that was maybe a believable one, but I think as the night went on, I don't know if you were, because you messaged me when it happened. Did you see it coming?
I did not.
You didn't see it coming at all. So I was thinking about it. I went back in my head and everything like that. I talked it over with my wife and everything, because I was like, the more as the match went on and when it hit the last second, the last countdown to let the fourth member come in, I just started thinking this pause is too big. There's only one person whose theme song is hype enough to get this crowd jumping.
Yeah.
There was only one person's theme song, and I just thought, but I was like, there's no way, because they're gonna save it for tonight. They're gonna save it for tonight. But like you said, you didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. If you saw it coming, you obviously have a crystal ball. You send me the lottery ticket numbers, because I need to know this stuff. Kevin Owens as the fourth member, that I literally fell out of my seat.
See, I didn't see Raw. I didn't watch Raw this week. So I didn't understand when he came out, the announcers were saying, or was it you? Somebody said that.
No, it was, I think it was Mauro Ranallo was mentioning
after the events from Raw. And I was like, what are they talking about? I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So I watched what happened right before we started filming now. So I understand now. If I would have saw that in the Triple H interview.
Okay.
And the Undisputed Era attack him. Then I would have been like, okay.
Kevin Owens, you would have had it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kevin Owens is coming, but maybe it was good that I didn't see Raw because it made it a surprise, a legit surprise for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, even me seeing Raw, I watched Raw and I was like, I just can't see them doing it. Because, like I said, I thought they were going to save it for tonight. Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to save him jumping to NXT for tonight. Now, was it I think it was spectacular. I think it was the right pick, obviously, and everything like that. The match itself was phenomenal from start to finish, obviously. So, just a couple of key points going in, everything like that. I thought Keith Lee was a monster throughout it all.
Yes.
He just, you could see why Vince is high on this dude.
Yeah.
You could see why, like, as soon as he, like, I thought it was good they held him off to be the third guy to come out the cage because the crowd absolutely erupted when he got let out of that thing.
Yeah.
You know, he just goes in there and it's, both him and Dijakovic were believably guys who could go in there and beat up 2 or 3 dudes at a time.
Yeah.
So,
but they messed up. They did have a fumble.
Oh, with Roddy?
Yeah, they throw him over, and like, as big as you are, there's no way you should come up short.
Yeah.
As big as both of you are.
Yeah, that's what I don't know what happened. Yeah, I thought they were like talking it over, like on 3? On 3? Okay, on 3 go?
And somebody didn't have the count right.
Yeah, exactly.
Roger came up just a little short of the throw.
Yeah, good for those guys for still selling that, trying to catch him and everything like that, because I actually feared for him a little bit. I thought he was going to hit the steel part.
Middle,
I was like, oh, damn. But yeah, man, the whole match itself was, from the shock of Kevin Owens coming through to just Undisputed Era, just tearing up these guys. They were just like gang pack mentality the entire time, just beating up on Dijakovic, beating up on who's in the first, Tommaso Ciampa, which I thought was kind of cool that he started off first, but I kind of wanted to see him and Cole start off first.
Yeah. Cole had no part of that.
He wasn't playing that. He wasn't playing that, but and I do like that they didn't. I don't think they because the women's match beforehand, where Kaylee Ray was in there just like teasing tables, like nah, we got all these other weapons, we don't need that. I thought it was nice that they did the juxtaposition and just threw nothing but tables in this one. Yeah, they didn't even have Tommaso's crutch in there.
Yeah, he threw it right out as soon as the match started.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, damn, that's the crutch. Like, what are you doing?
So, but all in all, man, I love War Games matches. Yeah. I love War Games matches. I don't know how people feel about. I've heard some like mixed reviews about like the fact that this is a different structure than like the original like WCW War Games. There's no ceiling to the cage and everything like that, and then kind of like some people are a little a little peeved about that. I personally think the open cage structure is kind of a cool thing. It gives you the opportunity to do what Io Shirai did. It gives you the opportunity to close out the match.
To R.I.P. Adam Cole.
Oh my God! Were you chanting "Please don't die" with the crowd? Because I was praying to like 6 different deities, trying to be like, I don't know how you gonna do this. I don't know how y'all plan this out because there's no practice in this. Yeah. You don't get to practice it. You talk it over. You say, hey, what you think about this? Yeah. And there's gotta be some crazy motherfucker out there just like crazy enough to be like, all right, I think we can do that. Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't drop me on my neck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, the part that I was nervous about during that whole build up to that final movement,
the final spot. Yeah.
I'm like, please don't slip and fall this way.
Ooh.
You can slip and fall into the ring.
Yeah.
But please do not slip, because there is nothing down there at all but ground. And you're falling from way up here to the ground. Now, if you happen to, and you fall into the ring, okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
A little safer.
Yeah, but from up there to ground, that's not gonna be good. Uh-oh. But there was a spot where Ciampa's getting them, and you can see his foot like his foot got stuck. Oh god, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, oh
that's what I was like, oh no.
and then he's like kind of wiggling it while holding him.
Yeah. You see Cole like trying to trying to get himself over so he kind of like balance him out and everything like that.
Dude is amazing. For one, to be like, oh man, my foot's kind of stuck, and then get him while holding this dude like this, and then get it unstuck and still have everything, and then to implement the move, outstanding.
Oh man,
I couldn't see how they landed that and didn't kill Cole.
That was perfect landing. Just like all trapezius. I think that's what it's called. Just all back, just on the ground. Oh man!
Boom.
Even then, it was like
straight into the pin. Just pin. You couldn't do nothing. There was no.
You really couldn't. Yeah. There was no. What are you gonna do? Roll over on him?
Yeah, no.
Basically, the only reason you're not dead is because you killed the dude. The dude you just killed was your cushion. That's the only reason that you're not dead.
That was. I thought that was a great way to the great way to end it.
Oh,
it was
man.
a good spot. What was I gonna say? What I was shocked about is the fact that the winner of the triple threat match goes on to fight Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
I thought with that being set up, I thought Cole was kind of going to be lightweight.
Yeah, like not too worried too much about it.
But from the beginning of the, like, as soon as like Adam Cole comes in, throwing out the ring and out into the table, I'm like, this how we're starting this one? Like, he's the champ, right? He has to fight tomorrow night. Like,
they were mentioning it too. Is Pete Dunne is smiling in the back, just watching this match, and I was like, oh my, because you really got to think now, like, how is he gonna? I mean, I understand, like, we all understand predetermined everything, but like, just suspend your disbelief for a second. How is this man supposed to get up and go tonight against Pete Dunne, who went through hell with the other two, but nothing compared to what my man Adam Cole had to go through.
Not at all. He didn't go through that first part of the match at all.
Yeah.
And then Cole went through an entire match. Okay. And then that was the end. And now you gotta be, all right. Let's go again tomorrow. Yeah. No, I'm done. I'm like, take my belt. I'm not going after that. Look, I forfeit. I gotta heal after this point. That was nasty. And kudos to him for being, fighting champion and being in there. Yeah. But
I just want to say kudos to him for agreeing to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would have had the stones to get up there and be like, okay, all right, you ready? You ready to drop me?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Like, okay. It's like, are you ready to die?
That was a good spot. I think the match was good overall. Mm-hmm. I think the entire War Games was yet another good NXT
Absolutely.
takeover. Yeah,
nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, good luck. If you were to remove NXT from Survivor Series tonight, I don't think I'm staying up to watch it.
There's no point.
I think I'll go to sleep at regular time tonight.
Yeah.
But the fact that now we got Shayna versus my girl Bailey and Becky, and then we got
just push Becky off to the side like that, and Becky. Becky.
Yeah. Then we got Undisputed Era, which I totally hope, and we'll get into the predictions.
We'll get into the predictions here soon.
Excuse me. I totally hope that they lose. In the tag match, I don't care. But just basically the impact of having NXT there. And we don't know the NXT's, was it 5-man team? We don't know their team yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's going to be announced right before in the pre-show. He's going to announce it.
So, if you remove NXT from it, I just think Survivor Series would be a snooze fest, really, tonight. Other than the fact that Bray versus
Daniel Bryan,
was going to be good. And then
Brock versus Ray. We'll get into it.
All right, so you want to get to let's talk real quick about AEW before we get into our predictions.
You want to cap that? Okay.
Yeah, real quick before we get into our Survivor Series predictions, because it wasn't a whole lot for AEW, and it's understandable this week why NXT won the ratings war for this week for the first time. First time ever. Outside of the Jericho and Scorpio Sky angle, that promo, which was great.
Which was hilarious.
I don't think I deserve a title shot.
Well, you don't think it? You don't think? Guess what, Jack? You got it. And I was like, oh.
I was like, really? This is what
I love Jericho. I love that man so much.
And he's like, and we shook on it, so now it's official. He just grabbed this man's hand like that. That whole promo was great to me.
Everything was perfect about it.
He's sorry.
If you watching Jake Hager, he's got to do everything he can not to laugh.
He was struggling. By that last sorry, he had
started
kind of a
smirking. Yeah, he just gave up on it.
It's tough being the enforcer with Jericho sitting around there cracking jokes. He's about to die now.
Yeah,
see?
Just thinking about it.
Did you see in the back when Jericho, they're walking to the ring and Jericho's talking to like everybody on the way to the ring? And dang, what's the little guy? The little guy.
Marco Stunt?
Yeah, he's back there and he's like, "Why you got your kid back here with no shirt on?" And he's like, "He's not my kid." And he's like, "This little guy, get this little guy shirt. He's not even supposed to be back here. We're not supposed to have any kids back here." And he's just going off. He's like, "How old are you, son?" He's like, "I'm 23. You're 23. Show me some ID." He's like, I don't know why they're doing this. This is one of those fight TV things.
Yeah, fight TV.
And it's just, he's like 2 or 3 minutes just going back and forth with the guy. Like, dude, he clearly works here. Like, come on, man. Why are you roasting this man?
He's great, man. Jericho unscripted is the best thing going on. Probably the best thing going on wrestling right now. Just watching him talk to people is hilarious.
You gotta watch AEW on Fight TV. I know it probably looks better, the presentation of it on TNT.
Yeah.
It probably like, oh, we're going to commercial break, boom, done. Come back, action going. Whereas sometimes where the commercial breaks happen, the match stalls a little bit. They might like no big spots. They're probably headlock. And,
yeah.
You know, Jericho goes out and gets on the skateboard and like, whatever. But then it comes back and it's, oh man, we're back. It's a big move and this kind of deal. But it's fun to see some of that extra stuff on Fight TV. But I wanted to talk about, just beyond that, I wanted to talk about the women's division on AEW. And I don't know if it's just because we're spoiled with what WWE has going on right now.
NXT got a whole women's War Games match.
Man, which again set the pace for the whole weekend, really.
Yeah.
Like, even leading up until Survivor Series, the women started it again. The women did this. Like, the women came over and started the first blow. Shayna showed up and beat Bayley up. Like, the women set the pace for this entire weekend. And what are you doing on AEW? Nothing. Like, what do we...
Yeah, they released the rankings, because they do that every week. AEW releases their rankings, show, top 5 competitors, champion, and then their top 5 contenders and everything like that. And when you look at the women's side of it, you see that you have the 2 women that were in the match this week was Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker.
I'm glad you said her name. I would have never even...
It's alright. I've been to Japan before. I got this. Yeah. And then number 3, you had Emi Sakura. Number 4 was Nyla Rose, which... I honestly, until they said it, until I looked at the rankings, forgot even worked there. Mm-hmm. And then number 5 is, I don't even, because I've never seen her on TV, so I don't know her name. Because she's only had dark matches, but I've never seen, or that's from what I understand, is she's only had dark matches, because I don't watch AEW Dark.
Me either.
And I probably should, but...
I keep forgetting about it. It's just,
Yeah, exactly. So
it wasn't on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Okay,
yeah,
so I'll have to start watching that. I keep forgetting. Like, when AEW starts and they mention on AEW Dark, I'm like, God damn it, I should have watched that.
Yeah.
But I always forget about it. But the fact that you just said, man, I forgot she worked here, and this person is supposed to be in your top, like, what are you doing with your women's division?
Exactly.
Like, what do we haven't seen it's not like you see Becky every week. Becky like starts the show, or she finishes the show, or she's the highlight of the show. Like, we know we're gonna get some Becky Lynch. We know we're gonna get some Bayley. We know we're gonna get at least a mention of Shayna. Like, they're going for her title. And man, it's crazy to think that we're talking about women in the WWE like this, when coming from where they used to be, where women, used to be considered the bathroom break. Like, to see how much emphasis they're putting on that division, kudos to them for one thing. But Cody, and not even Cody. This is on Brandy to me. It's
Brandy's fault.
This is on Brandy to me, because you used to work there, and you used to see how this happened. Like, you were a part of this. Granted, you were a ring announcer, but you knew how this worked. Like, you saw the disappointment, I'm sure, when you went backstage. You saw Natty and all these women disappointed with how they've been treated in this company. You should be taking that. If you're going to borrow something, borrow what they're doing now. Yeah. And make it your, like, there should be at least two, maybe 3 women's matches a week. And not, or let's say 2.
I say 2 because it's hard to fit. Like, if it's just that good, like the story calls for 3 matches, that's fine. I got no problem with it. Yeah. But yeah, because there's so few, and the roster is so small with women right now. Mm-hmm. So there's really only the opportunity to do 1 a week, and that is on them. They need to start hiring more women's wrestlers. I don't know what's kind of stalling them at the moment. I think they're really putting all their eggs in one basket with Rio right now, which I'm fine with. I love Rio. I love watching her and everything like that. But like you said, like night and day. Yeah. WWE is killing it with their women's division, and AEW. Like I said, forget some women even work there sometimes.
Yep. We didn't even. I don't remember them mentioning Rio this week. Like, I know they said we have a number 1 contender, but I don't remember them saying, you know, this is they said this is the number 1 and number 2 contenders. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so what happens if you win? Do you get a shot, or are you just staying in this
tier system? You just stay in the ranking system as far, because Scorpio Sky isn't even in the top 5 of the men's singles competitors, and he's got a title shot this upcoming week.
That he totally didn't want.
That he didn't want. Didn't deserve.
Yeah, he wasn't even prepared. They needed another month. You know, you get 1 week to prepare for this. That shit was great. That was great. That was so great. That was probably the highlight of AEW this week.
That's true.
But I was just disappointed in the women's division. That was probably my main disappointment with AEW this week. Was just like, man, your women's division is slack. It was good to see Ray Phoenix start off against the
Nick
Jackson. So that was good. On the flip side of that, I didn't like the hand holding and we got to work together to do this move against me kind of. Like, Ray Phoenix don't need to be doing all the hand movements. I think he's good without those kind of moves. Okay. I think he can just, like, the more I see of him, the more I'm like, this dude is a damn star, and he should be on the men's rankings. Yeah. By himself, without the party.
Pentagon.
Yeah. I mean, Pentagon's cool, but Ray Phoenix.
No, yeah, Ray is something else.
Phoenix is something else. He's the Shawn Michaels of the group.
No, don't do Pentagon like that. Don't Marty Jannetty Pentagon. Don't you dare. Oh, no.
Pentagon is Marty, man. Get Marty out. Pentagon is going to get thrown through the barbershop window.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you keep thinking that.
Pentagon is not, he's not Xavier Woods or Big E.
He's not Marty. I'm just...
Look, man, sometimes you gotta get thrown through a barbershop window, man. This is how the game works. I didn't make the game.
You didn't make the game, but I don't think Pentagon's claim to fame is gonna be getting his ass whooped one time through a barbershop window. I don't think that's gonna be. He's a great competitor on his own. I love Pentagon Jr. But yeah, there wasn't much going on with AEW this week.
We did have the Street Profits Light defeat. Proud
and Powerful,
which that was shocking. And then I will say publicly, I was impressed. Impressed by this match.
I'm sure they're really taking that to heart.
Yes, if you guys are watching
Private Party,
aka Street Profits Light, Diet Street Profits, I was impressed by the ending of the match. I thought it was well executed. It didn't look like you guys were struggling through it. I don't care. Like, I'm a big critic of them, and normally
you really are.
When I watch their matches, I'm like, y'all could have did that better. Y'all was a step slow here. There's little things. But when they hit the finisher to win the match, I said that should look sweet this time. That y'all well executed that, and that was a big win over arguably the most dangerous team in the business, or in your company right now. Yeah. So I thought that was a good one. Other than that, the only other thing that I wanted to talk about to wrap up the AEW discussion was the damn DDT from the middle rope.
Oh yeah, your boy John Moxley actually killed. So Darby Allin rolled out there, came out in a body bag. He came out in a body bag. He also left in a body bag.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
That was rough. If you haven't seen it, you need to go check that move out because it's just we can describe it to you, but it just doesn't.
Shift. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Paradigm shift. Yeah. We can describe it to you, but it doesn't do it justice. You have to see this man literally kill this other man.
The paradigm shift is nasty regularly. It's not like his when as Dean Ambrose, his regular DDT where he just hook and boom and get you. Now he gets you up in the air and brings it down.
Drops you down, yeah.
But to do that from the second rope was like, this dude ain't getting up. We are not going to see him no more.
Yeah.
He's done. No more skateboards.
No, you might as well paint his other side of the face because he's really dead now.
Yeah. This is it. Like, that was nasty. I don't want to see it anymore.
I'm going to miss Darby. R.I.P. to Darby. I'm going to miss you, man. You did some great work.
I don't want to see that move ever again. After that. I don't want to see it because it makes me nervous. I don't want to see it anymore. But that's all I want to get to on AEW.
So we're going to jump into the Survivor Series predictions now. I have all the announced matches pulled up right here. So if something gets shotgunned in here in the last minute before the event actually starts, or something on the pre-show, I don't have that. Sorry about that. We'll try to, this is all we can work with right now. So we're going to work from the bottom of where this is saying, because I don't know the actual order of any of these matches.
Real quick, we didn't talk about it. New Intercontinental Championship.
Okay. So I guess we'll just start with that one then. We'll just start with that first match. So it says triple interpromotional menace. I'm not gonna read what these things are called. So that's a weird name for this. It's a weird article. Don't worry, that's my bad. I should have found a better one. Anyway, so you have we'll call it the mid card. The mid card clash.
The mid card clash
between the U.S. champ AJ Styles, the North American champion, NXT North American champion Roderick Strong, and the Intercontinental champion Shinsuke Nakamura, who was sporting a beautiful new championship belt.
Don't be surprised if you see that belt on this table soon. I know the last time we sat here, I said if they make a blue Universal title when Bray Wyatt wins, that I'm going to get it.
You did.
I did say that. After seeing that Intercontinental title, I'm like, ugh. I can only get one.
They really called you out on your bluff there.
Yeah, they did. They were like, oh, so this is the one. Yeah. Wait till you see next week.
Oh, man. My only problem with that, and we'll get into the prediction real quick, my only problem with that title is the fact that I don't think the Intercontinental Championship needed the revamp. It was already I know the classic look and everything like that. The white strap is beautiful. I thought that was already a beautiful title.
It was.
I don't think that needed the revamp. I think the U.S. title needs a revamp.
Yes.
Or if they can do this with the Intercontinental Championship, why the 24/7 Championship look like ass?
It does.
Why did that?
Because the 24/7 title is a joke.
It's a comedy belt.
Yeah.
That's my only problem with it. But going into it, since we did bring up that he's got a new belt, for me that signifies that Nakamura is taking this one.
I am going to agree.
You can't give this man a brand new shiny toy and then
have him lose
right away.
Yep.
So I can't even see him being the one to not take the fall. He's got to be the one to pick up the win. So
you went to that's where I was going. I was going to go with that. And then I also feel like between the three, AJ don't need that rub.
No.
He's already arguably top 5 greatest in the world, right? Maybe top 3, but that's a conversation for another day.
Sure.
Then Roderick Strong, Undisputed Era looks great as is.
Yeah.
Shinsuke needs this win.
He needs a big win.
He needs this win to legitimize him as Intercontinental Champion and to legitimize the belt. So you went exactly to where I was thinking. Exactly. We're both in agreement on that.
So just real quick little mini prediction then, since we both are in agreement with this win, who's he pinning? You think he's pinning Roderick?
He's not pinning AJ.
I think he's going to pin AJ.
He's going to pin AJ?
I think so. I'm not putting money on it. I don't know if I could do it if I had to put money on it, but something is telling me, like, just because they got a little history together, that maybe there might be a little something, like Roderick Strong, even if Shinsuke, like, AJ maybe bashes Roderick, phenomenal forearm, goes to make the pin, Shinsuke hits him with the Kinshasa real quick, and that's it right there. That's just me. I think he's taking it. We'll go into the women's triple threat match then. We'll go into the women's triple threat, which we have obviously the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley versus the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Who you got and why?
100% biased answer is Bayley is winning this match.
Yeah?
I'm going with Bayley for almost the same reasons as I picked Nakamura. It's because Becky doesn't need this win. Shayna doesn't need this win. She's been champion for like 2 years. Shayna does not need this win at all.
That's true.
They've already legitimized these two, and they've made Bayley look weak the whole time. Like, she was the first one to get attacked.
Yep.
The second one to get attacked. The next week she got attacked. Then she came and got her one up in a little bit. And then it's been right back to Shayna Becky. Shayna Becky. Shayna Becky. Bayley is in this match too. Bayley's winning this.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going the opposite direction. I want to see. I wouldn't be disappointed if Bayley won. I would like to see Bayley pick up a win here. But I think that they're setting something up between Becky and Shayna down the line. And I don't know if it's going to culminate at WrestleMania, but I definitely see them taking this into the Royal Rumble here soon. Yeah. So I'm going to go with, and I think that Bayley's just in there, unfortunately, to take the fall. I think that we're going to have Shayna tap out Bayley, but it's going to be like one of those things where it's going to be like, Becky, Shayna, oh, you didn't beat me. You definitely didn't beat me, Shayna. You beat Bayley. I'll see you at the Royal Rumble. Some shenanigans there. Whoever wins that one, going to take the loss at WrestleMania if they set it up that far. But I'm thinking Shayna's going to choke out Bayley here for the win.
Quick side note to that point. The rumors for years have been 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen. If 2 of the horsewomen can't go, being the 2 that I don't even know.
You're not even going to try to.
I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try.
I would save you from it.
No,
but
don't
I'm
even
not,
try it. Don't even
I'm not even going to. Okay. Shayna's. Yeah. Okay.
Like, how are we going to have that match if 2 of them can't go? Like, they're not ready.
Not for main event WrestleMania stage. No. Maybe
so,
next year we could do the Survivor Series one if they, drop this stupid brand versus brand thing. But
by that time, Shayna's going to be up. There's no way that Shayna makes it to next.
If Shayna goes up, she's bringing her girls with her.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to stay down.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there is to hone their skills.
Yeah.
But in storyline, there's no reason for her to just leave her girls back there.
Because I feel like if they were ready, they would have been on Shayna's team last night. And they weren't.
That's true.
So, but that's another point. I can see what you're talking about, but I also feel like Bayley's a part of that too because of that reason. Like, if you're going to fight, we're going to build up to this, Bayley's a part of that 4 horsewomen too, so you could interchange anybody there. You could throw Sasha in there, you could throw whoever. But clearly that 4, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, are the 4 leaders of the women's division there, and Shayna's coming up into it, so you could pick any of those 4 to fight against.
Sure.
I wouldn't be mad if it turned out the way that you said it and they build up to a bigger match later on to see who's the most dominant, because clearly those 2 are the 2 most dominant of the match. But I still think Bayley's still in this one.
You got Bayley, I got Baszler. Cool, so we'll move on to the triple threat tag team. We'll just pass by that because it's not even.
No.
We already know. We already know.
Come on, man.
So we. Fine. By popular by a democratic vote, 50-50. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about the triple threat tag team match.
Yeah.
Interpromotional. So we got the Viking Raiders, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus the Undisputed Era, the NXT Tag Team Champions, versus the SmackDown.
7-time most dominant tag team in this match. 7-time champ. Go ahead. Don't hold up.
Yeah. The New Day. So
yeah. You make your.
I'm gonna. I don't have to ask you anything. Your why is why not. That's your why. For me, this was a tough one. This is a really tough one. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna keep the NXT train rolling hard. I think it's gonna be Undisputed Era. I think that the Viking Raiders lost a little bit of something, losing to the OC at Crown Jewel. And I know they sometimes don't consider that canon, but they are kind of mentioning it with the OC, talking about the best tag team in the world. Mm-hmm. So to do that, they had to beat the Viking Raiders. I think they lost a little bit of something. Plus, the Viking Raiders are just like still doing squash matches. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand the point of that. So my pick, Undisputed Era, and I think they're going to be pinning one of the members of the New Day, and I don't want it to be, but I think it might be Kofi Kingston.
You want my biased pick? I'm gonna give you two.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you two picks.
Well, if they're the same pick, why are we wasting my that?
They're two completely different picks. Clearly, my biased pick is the New Day.
Of course.
I want the New Day to win. I think the New Day was put in this match for a reason, because I feel like the Revival wouldn't have made this a spectacular, as far as on paper, match.
They're not as big of a draw.
They're not as big of a draw as the New Day. And I would love to see, I'm clearly biased. Those are my boys. Those are the number one spot on my list. However, my unbiased view is the Viking Raiders need this win.
Really?
More than anybody else in this match.
Okay.
Because of what you mentioned with the squash matches. They have fought nothing but squash matches, except for at Crown Jewel, and they lost.
Yep.
Undisputed Era, they don't need this rub. New Day clearly don't need this rub.
Yeah, clearly.
If anybody in this match don't need the rub, it's the New Day. So I think the Viking Raiders need it to legitimize them holding the straps.
Okay.
And if you beat the New Day and you beat the Undisputed Era in the same match, I'd see, if not the New Day winning, I see Bobby Fish taking the L and Viking Raiders win the match.
Okay. So I got the Undisputed Era, you got the Viking Raiders, or the New Day.
Okay.
Hey.
I gave you my unbiased pick.
You did your best, man.
I tried, man.
All right. Keeping with the theme of Survivor Series, brand versus brand versus brand. Mm-hmm. So we're going to the women's one right now, just because I know I think I know all the members. This is going to take, hopefully I get this right on the first time, but I think I know all the members of each team. So we got the SmackDown women's team, which is going to be captained by Sasha Banks. It includes Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross, versus the Raw team, whose captain is Charlotte, with Asuka and Kairi Sane, Natalya, and Sarah Logan for some goddamn reason.
Yeah.
And then Team NXT, you got Rhea Ripley as your captain, with Candice LeRae, and last night we saw she added Toni Storm, Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair.
Girl.
So, is this one of those, do I even have to ask you who and why? I'm going to do it anyway, because that's kind of what we're doing right now. So.
I've picked nothing but SmackDown so far.
No, you just picked the Viking Raiders.
Other than, unbiased, but...
You just picked the...
Okay, look, I'm not picking SmackDown here.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not picking SmackDown here.
Okay, cool.
NXT's winning this one.
You think NXT women are winning this one? Okay.
On this one.
Okay.
I don't like the SmackDown team.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't.
And you like Dana Brooke.
I do like Dana, and I like Sasha. Something is missing to me. I don't know what it is in the SmackDown team. I don't feel like that is a... If you're looking at... Maybe it's the size. Maybe it's the size of the SmackDown team.
Oh, you mean like the
actual,
women?
Yeah,
the actual size of the women.
Sasha's small. Carmella is small.
She's a smaller. She's a little on the smaller side.
You got Lacey. Okay, Lacey's...
Dana's a big... Yeah, she's got some meat on her. She's got a little bit of muscle to her.
Some just don't feel right with the SmackDown. Okay. And I think the leader, of course, is Sasha. Sasha's proven champion, but I like power with Bianca and Rhea.
Yeah.
And I like the wild card of Toni Storm and Candice LeRae. Put me down for NXT on that one.
Put you down for NXT. Can I get a... I don't know. This one's rough for me. But I'm looking at it. I haven't picked a Raw winner yet. And I think that they're going to be thinking the same way. Raw needs a win here somewhere, And I'm thinking, because I'm thinking Raw is going to take the most L's tonight.
Yeah.
If you're asking me, I think Raw is going to take the most L's tonight. And I'm thinking can they really do that to Charlotte Flair? Can you see Charlotte Flair? No, they can, but like, what I'm saying is, can you see Charlotte Flair taking this L? I can't. I can't see Charlotte captaining a team and then that team not coming out on top, even with Sarah Logan. I just can't. You got Charlotte and you got Asuka and you got Kairi Sane on the same team. I'm sorry. That just looks like the winner to me. And if I'm going to go a little deeper, I got Charlotte and Asuka being the sole survivors, taking out Rhea Ripley as the last one.
I like the Rhea and I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into the strength and the...
You like the power game.
Yeah, I like the power game in that. And Bianca and Rhea, that's a lot of power there, man.
That is a lot.
I think those two could stand up. I mean, nobody's ready for Asuka. But...
James Ellsworth was.
Yeah, yeah. The power as far as Charlotte is built to be one of the more powerful, but I think Bianca and Rhea can stand up to her and up against Lacey, because Lacey will be on the SmackDown side.
She is.
So I'm sticking with NXT for the women's match.
Who do you think's Soul Survivors? Who's taking the final pin?
Who's getting pinned or who's?
Yeah, who's taking? So who's your last surviving members? And who are they? Who's the last to be eliminated?
I think Rhea's gonna be the sole survivor.
Sole survivor, okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna be with her. I think it might come down to
sole survivor.
Sole survivor.
Got it.
And she'll pin Charlotte. Give her that.
Sure, yeah, give her that good. That's a good rub right there.
Give her that good one.
Bonus, actually. Who's the first one out?
Sarah Logan.
Y'all gonna like this. Dana Brooke.
You can't argue between the two of them, but.
Oh, poor girl.
Sarah Logan was like the last one before then.
She wasn't even mentioned on TV. She's kind of. It just
disappeared.
Yeah, just kind of happened. Yeah.
She's taking that L.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, jumping over to the men's side. Same match, 5 on 5. Sorry, traditional Survivor Series male teams. So you have Team SmackDown. Your captain is Roman Reigns.
Big dog.
You got King Corbin, which that doesn't make any sense. Then you got Shorty G, Mustafa Ali, and Braun Strowman.
I'm glad they gave Mustafa his name back.
Yeah, I am glad too. Yeah, good. Now they just need to give Shorty his name back.
Yeah, goodness.
Okay. With going against Team Raw, captained by Seth frickin' Rollins. Guy, Randy Orton, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, and at the time of recording, Kevin Owens. At the time of recording,
this is where
at the time of recording, Kevin Owens, and against Team NXT, who the 5 are still yet to be announced. They will be announced on the pre-show beforehand. By HBK. So if 2 of the members are HBK and Triple H, I think for me, it's a rough one, but I think SmackDown's taking this one. I think SmackDown is taking this one just because, and unfortunately, because I want Team NXT, whoever's on that team, I want Team NXT to come out with this win. But if I'm going with my head, you got Vince McMahon. He's looking at Roman Reigns. He's looking at King Corbin, who he loves for some reason he loves Corbin. And Braun Strowman on the same team. I'm
starting to like Corbin, just as a heel.
He's
a dirty heel.
I'm sure he's a cool guy in real, but that's why I don't like him because
bald.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't like him because he's such a
bald,
good heel.
That's messed up.
See what you did there. I think that's why I don't like him because he's such a good heel.
Yeah.
But he gets like that. I just don't like the programs are putting him in with that stupid dog mascot and everything like that. So, but for me, I got Team SmackDown taking it, and oddly enough, I got Roman Reigns pinning Seth Rollins to finish it off.
I can see that. I'm gonna agree with the SmackDown pick.
Okay.
But for different reasons.
Okay.
I feel like Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens, if not both, somebody's leaving Raw and going to NXT.
Okay.
One of those two are probably on the other team.
Just don't know it yet.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Why would we be waiting to the night of to say who's on the team? somebody, one of those two. I don't think Kevin Owens is necessarily a one-off for, okay, he appeared last night and then, all right, I'm going to go back to Raw now. No, I think Triple H might have got to him.
Yeah.
And
it made a lot of sense in his
promo. Yeah, man, he made a lot of sense. More sense than he made with doing Seth the same Rollins. Speech to Seth.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be KO to turn and go to NXT. It just makes the most sense that way. But I would not be surprised if Seth Rollins does it too, and that will cost Raw this match. And Roman and Braun and those guys aren't losing.
But you have them costing Raw the match, but still not winning it for NXT?
Yeah, NXT's not going to win. So I just don't see them overcoming the Roman and Braun.
Okay. So are we looking at, they cost Raw, so you have your 5, do you have the 5 members already going and then those 2 turn? Or are you having 4 guys come out and then one of them jump ship before the match starts and then they still lose? Because it kind of, for that heel turn that you're looking for, that switch over, because both of them are considered faces on Raw. So for that heel turn to happen and to switch over, which is going to get massive cheers either way.
Yeah. Then might as well be a face turn. Might as well
be. Then you don't think they would need the win just to justify them going over?
Nah. So it's got to happen before the finish of the match.
Okay.
It can't be like, oh, we won, so now I'm gonna go over to.
No, yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't know. I just can't see one of them leaving, not halfway through, even if it's towards the end of the match, like leaving, going over to siding with NXT, but then NXT not picking up the win. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think what you're saying is going to happen. I don't see anybody jumping ship.
I don't think that one of those two will make it to the match on Raw.
Okay.
I think Kevin Owens is on the NXT team.
Okay.
But I just think that Roman is going to win the match.
Okay.
I don't see Raw coming out with 5. Somebody's coming over here. One of those 2 names is on, because why else are we hiding? Unless you got Gargano surprisingly coming back, you got Dream surprisingly coming back. You know Ciampa's on this team.
Yeah.
So that's one pick.
You wouldn't have those comebacks here on the. I'm still gonna say the main roster. You wouldn't have those on a main roster pay-per-view because arguably your audience is still the more casual audience, as opposed to, you're not gonna get the same reaction that you would if you were in Full Sail, if you were in an NXT takeover and Dream's music hit and Gargano's music hit. It's not gonna be the same pop. It's gonna be, a lot of people still, for some unforeseen reason, don't watch NXT.
Yeah.
A lot of the casual fans still do not watch NXT. So to have that surprise comeback, I think it would be a missed opportunity.
Okay.
But, okay.
We both say SmackDown.
Yeah. Who do you have? Let's do the same thing. Who do you have Roman beating? Is he the sole survivor? And who's taking the pin?
I actually think Baron Corbin is going to be the one to be the sole survivor.
Really?
He's going to... It might be the 2 of them.
Okay.
But I think Baron is going to get the pin. He might push Roman out the way or something. Hopefully that doesn't cost them.
Yeah.
Them 2 fighting. I can see that as well.
Sure,
but I think Roman's probably going to hit the spear or the Superman punch or something. And Baron's like, get out of here. And then he gets the quick pin. So I think Baron's going to get the pin.
Who's he pinning?
If Seth doesn't go to NXT, it's going to be over Seth Rollins.
Okay. Who's the first one out?
Whew.
Granted, we don't know who's on NXT, so it's...
Without knowing, Shorty G's taking the pin. The first one out.
Okay. Without knowing, I can see them doing Drew like that. Because you remember how they did... You remember how last year Drew did Samoa Joe like that as soon as the bell rang.
Yeah.
So I can see them. See them doing Drew like that. God, I hope not.
Yeah, don't.
I hope not. I hope not. I'm gonna change it real quick. Mustafa Ali. Mustafa's taking the pin.
Now you're like worried.
First one out, Mustafa. I love that you got your name back, bro.
Yeah,
I love it.
But you're still going down first.
You're still taking that L first. All right. All that we got through all the interpromotional matches. Now it's time to talk about the.
Oh, we got one more interpromotional, right?
No, which one?
No, we did.
We got through all of them.
Yeah.
So now it's time to talk about the championship matches. Adam Cole versus Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship. Who you got?
Logic after last night says Pete Dunne's winning this title. but that's just going to show that Adam Cole is the real deal.
It's true.
And he's walking out of here as still world or NXT champion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think there's much debate from either one of us on that.
No.
I don't think there's going to be much debate for either one of us on these last 3 ones. There might be for the main event, but we'll get to that. So, we both got Adam Cole. Now we got the Universal Championship. The match between The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Shit, hold on.
Okay.
Battery's dying.
Oh, okay, cool. Good call. Moving into the Universal Championship match, we got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. Who you got and why?
Let me back up. Our logic says if you get destroyed right before the event, that you win at the event.
It's what they build it. That's how WWE's been building it forever.
For our whole life. This is how it happens.
Exactly.
If you lose on the Raw or SmackDown or whatever prior to the event, you're going to win at the event. With that being said, Bray Wyatt's winning this match. There's no way like Daniel Bryan's about to win this match.
No,
I don't see that.
I think the bigger prediction, because I'm with you on that, Bray Wyatt's definitely taking it. You can't take the belt off him. He just turned it blue.
Yeah.
He just turned it blue.
Yeah.
You can't take it off him. I think the bigger prediction would be how much offense you think Daniel Bryan's going to get in. Do you think he's going to get in as much as Seth? Do you think it's going to be more damaging to the Fiend than Seth was able to do?
I think he'll get a quick spurt. Like, he'll probably get a running drop kick or something, and it's not going to be...
Because the Fiend technically buried Seth's stomp.
Yeah.
Is he going to bury Bryan's knee? Now, kicking out of it one time because he's like this demonic figure, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But if Bryan just keeps kneeing him and he just stands right back up, just kneeing him, just like running back and forth, corner to corner, I think that takes away a little bit of something from it. I think they lost a little bit of something when Seth just kept stepping on him, just kept stomping his face in.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a little bit worrying for me. I want Daniel Bryan. I want this to be a great match, and I think it can be, especially with character work and everything like that. They're both really great at character work. I just don't know how much offense Daniel's going to get in. Does it start to show a little kink in the Fiend's armor, or does it kind of show that he's just so dominant and Daniel doesn't really get anything in?
I don't want it to be a squash. I don't want it to be...
No, I don't want it to be a squash either. I want it to be kind of like how Seth put up a fight, but just inevitably there's nothing you can do.
I kind of feel like that's going to be... I don't think it's going to go as long as... Seth came in and asked the champ. So there was that extra, I got to defend this, I got to keep it.
Yeah.
Whereas Daniel Bryan doesn't really... He just kind of defended himself ultimately.
Yeah.
So... I don't think it's going to be as much of a fight as what Seth put up, and not in the first. Good Lord, let's act like that one didn't.
Yeah,
exist.
Exactly.
But in the second match, I don't think it's going to go that long. I think Fiend's going to win, not easily, but he'll come out with
fairly easily.
Yeah,
got it. Okay, cool. So then, what we assume is probably going to be the main event of the evening is going to be the no holds barred.
It shouldn't, for the record, but go ahead.
Okay. It's gonna be the no holds barred match for the WWE Championship between the champion Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio. And this article actually, you know what? It says Mystery King. It's Rey Mysterio. Who do you got, and why is it Brock Lesnar?
You know what? I feel like they're swerving us here.
Really? Yeah.
I don't believe that this is going to happen, but I'm going to tell you my pick. It's going to be Rey Mysterio. I hope that I'm right here. And I hope that, for goodness sake, that for Kofi Kingston's sake, that they don't have Rey run into this match, get thrown up in the air, because Paul Heyman says it's going to be a long match.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Rey doesn't run in here and get thrown up and get destroyed in 10 seconds. I hope it's not that. But I'm feeling the David versus Goliath thing. Like, Rey never beats the big guy. It feels like.
Not when it counts.
Yeah, he beat Big Show, but that was like...
Yeah, but that was like, that's what I say, not when it really counted for anything. When it was more like, surprise, like, Rey Mysterio's been fighting big men his whole life kind of thing. Not when it, like, this is for the big belt. This is for the gold. And John Cena is not waiting behind the curtain for him to win it this time.
Yeah.
So he could hold on to it if he was able to somehow pull out a sneaky victory. I know what I said, and everything in me says my head is telling me to go with Brock Lesnar, but I'm going with my heart. And I got Rey Mysterio picking up the win here somehow. And what's really gonna piss me off is if it goes down this way, and I feel like there's gonna be a Cain Velasquez kind of moment. I think that's obvious. I think we're setting up Brock versus Cain at some point.
You gotta get the belt off of Brock for that to happen.
I would think that's the main goal here. The main priority is to get the belt off of him. This would be a perfect time. Go in there, run, cost him the match. Rey Mysterio picks up the win, and everything is good. My only concern is that they're gonna have Brock pick up the win, and then Cain come out, and that's gonna piss me off because why wouldn't you just come down and help your boy out, and then you still put that ass whipping on Brock? It would all have been the same thing, but instead you let Rey take the pin. So,
man, look, when this match was booked, I said, why are we doing this to Rey? Yeah, like Rey was about to retire a few months ago. Remember, I don't think I can do this anymore. Yeah. And then Brock comes out and destroys him, and then he's in the cast, and then all of a sudden his arm don't hurt no more, and he's like, all this stuff is happening, and I'm just like, they're gonna do to him like they did to Kofi. I just leading up until today, I have just felt like they're gonna. I keep seeing Kevin Nash throw Rey against the wall, the lawn dart. I just keep seeing that happen. But I really think Rey is going to pull this off. I don't know why. It doesn't even make sense. It does not make sense for Rey to win this in the size battle.
It's true.
But please let us be right.
We need this. We really need this for.
Rey is going to be the only one. That will be the only title changing hands tonight. Rey Mysterio takes the title, and he is going to be a defending champion all the time. We'll see him more
than one hour.
Yeah, because who else after this is Brock gonna fight?
That's true. Well, I got nothing else besides that, man. Actually, one thing: did Paul Heyman say this was gonna be a spoiler? Did he mention that in his promo? Because every time he does, Brock wins. That's something that I think you could look back on. Every time he says this is not a prediction, it's a spoiler. If he didn't say that,
I don't remember the word spoiler.
If he didn't say that, we might have in our predictions.
Yeah.
We might sliver. We're hanging on.
Man,
we're hanging on this dude's not words. Yeah. Is what we're doing.
Our prediction does not make sense. So if you're watching us right now and you're like, man, those guys might know what no, we don't. We don't know what we're talking about. This does not make sense at all. But I think a miracle is going to happen tonight.
Send the crowd home happy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so too.
And if that is the main event, if that's the last match of the night, Rey has to win that match.
Fair.
If not, that's how we can predict it. If they open the show, Brock's winning. Get my title. I'm getting on the plane. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
If it's the final thing, we need to have that feel good, send us home happy moment.
That's true.
I can't believe that happened. Oh my God. If we end the night like, oh well, damn it, I knew that was like, nobody wants that. So where the match goes on the card will also be a deciding factor of what will happen. But yeah, man, I think that's it. I think that's it for this week's episode of The Heel Turn. Let us know what you think. Hopefully I can get this up before the show.
We got time.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. Let us know your predictions down below, what you think is going to happen tonight. And we will be back maybe next week. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend, so
we'll be. Yeah, if we're not too full on turkey, we should figure something out.
We might be back. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Leaving comments. We appreciate all that. And we'll holler at y'all in the next episode. Peace.